and we can have this beautiful satsanga, sajjana sangatya, sharing, interaction. So I look forward now with all of you, dear friends, this interaction with all of you. And today's topic that many of you requested is heal thyself. Know thyself and heal thyself. In Sanskrit, heal thyself, we can call it as swasthatha, sviya swasthatha, where you take self responsibility in healing yourself. That's what is about self healing. Heal thyself, dear friends. This is what we're going to understand today. And how do we heal ourselves? By knowing thyself. Know thyself and heal thyself. If you know that you are such magnificent being, a multi-dimensional being, and you are a non-linear and non-local being, definitely you can really heal yourself. So I'm happy, dear friends. Today I will share about my views so that it can help you. It can also expand your own understanding about self-healing, the process of self-healing. So, dear friends, throughout the globe, we look around, we see that many people are suffering with so many illnesses, not only physical illnesses. We generally think that when we think about healing and health, we think it's about always something to do with the physical body. If you think that it's about healing is about health is about only physical body, really our understanding is very limited. Know that it is not just only physical health. Many are suffering in their mind. Many have emotional turbulences. Many have these repetitive patterns in their life, which is creating such stress in their lives. Somebody's financial health is not good, somebody's relationship health is not good, emotional health is not good, and people are not experienced well-beingness, then we cannot call them as healthy beings. That's why WHO redefined the health as not the absence of symptoms in the body, not just absence of the disease, but it is the complete physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual well-beingness of human being. It's known as health. It's so important to know this. Um, Overall health, well-beingness at all levels, dear friends. So today I'm going to share with all of you this presentation, which can also make you understand this concept that I'm sharing with you. So this is about know thyself and heal thyself. So it takes a moment's time so that you can also watch this. So that's really good, friends. Now I'm sharing this presentation with all of you. Hope that in a moment's time this appears on the screen. You can see. So meanwhile, let me talk to you about this concept about self-healing. Generally, we don't take self-responsibility. That's where We leave the responsibility in the hands of doctors, medical community, and also in the hands of spiritual people, hands of God. We have many concepts about this. We forget to take self responsibility. Those who really take self responsibility in healing themselves, they really can prevent many illnesses. And also, even if there is already an illness in the body, they can heal it. Know that it is possible to heal. Everyone has the same capacity and potential to heal, dear friends. So, once this presentation is going to be appearing on the screen, let me, I think it is now going to be shared. Hope it's going to appear now. Your screen sharing is paused. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Even if hope now it's going to appear on your screens. You can watch. So from Quantum Life University, which is being established in South India, in near Hyderabad, uh, through the efforts of Life Foundation, we are offering all these episodes every day. Each episode is on different topics. Today, the topic is Know Thyself and He Thyself, and through Sutra wisdom, we're going to learn about it. How we can heal ourselves by knowing our true self, real self. So, dear friends, there are different views about healing. When we think about this healing, majority of the population, we have this mechanistic view. We treat our body as a machine, and if there is some problem occurring in the body, and we try to fix it, just like how a plumber fixes if there is some problem in our toilets, and how an engineer fixes certain things in the physical plane. Just like that, we also have this viewpoint about our physical health. We think that if there is something problem occurring in the body, we need to, uh, intervene in a only in the physical dimension. And through this mechanistic view, we also have very limited healing process that happens. Most of the times, hardly any healing happens, and we worry, we wonder why it is not getting healed. Many people, they go through this stress. And there is another viewpoint about healing process, self-healing process, soul science viewpoint. This spiritual science, the science of meditation or knowing yourself, is nothing but spiritual science or soul science. If you know about who you are, know that you are an Atma, you are consciousness, you are non-linear, non-local being, then you really can affect your health thousandfold better than approaching the healing process through mechanistic view. So, dear friends, it's the need of the hour to learn about an integrated approach, because we think that, oh, I have my body is not well, I have to approach it only in a very limited way. take this medication and I'll be healed. Many, they will be not be healed. I keep seeing many people complaining. Even after many years, they have this illness, disease, which is continuing. So the different view we can approach and it can really heal. Now you can see on the screen that PNI, these three letters, which stands for Psycho Neuro Immunology. We're all such whole beings, complete beings. Our psychology, our neurology, neuronal system, and our immune system, immunology, are intricately connected. The medical science has expanded also to understand this point of view of the body mind connections. There are many such spiritual doctors, soul doctors around the globe. I call them really spiritual physicians, and who approach the medical field, embracing spirituality. So, like Dr. Deepak Chopra, and there are many such pioneers around the globe, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza. To tell you, there are hundreds of such doctors around the globe who has done extensive research about this new branch of science, which is really hope for the humanity to understand this PNI, psychoneuroimmunology, that we are such complete whole beings. That means if something is happening in your mind, in your conscious mind, in your subconscious mind, you're worrying, you're anxious, you're fearing, and there is some negative thoughts and emotions arising, it immediately affects your neuronal system. Your neurons are triggered, wired, fired, and immediately it triggers your autonomic nervous system. The message is sent to your body cells. So we have these kinds of network, a beautiful network. All the body cells are wired, connected intricately to our mind. Immediately, this message from your mind is carried to your all the cells in the body. Almost all the cells instantaneously they receive this information that there is danger. Whenever we feel unsafe and fearful about something, immediately there is something that is triggered, fired in your neuronal system. Immediately it is sent, the message is sent to your body cells. There is danger. You need to be equipped. So generally, our body is going into either flight, flee, or freeze response. It's very natural because our autonomic nervous system, it either goes and confronts, or else it goes to, it means fighting. We try to fight with the situation, whatever the danger or unknown danger or unperceived kind of things that is happening in the world. Certain things which you are imagining in the head also creates the same kind of response in your body, and you go into sometimes freeze response, means you're shocked, your body is freezing, frozen with fear, or else you go into what is called flee mode. Flee means you go into run away from that situation. So generally, that's what any animal does, and we are also like animals. Humans are not humans, really. We all have animalistic nature, animal instincts. Our bodies also respond that way instinctually. So immediately, the body cells also, along with neuronal cells and whatever is fired in your head, in your neurons, it immediately triggers certain things in your immune system. We have white blood cells, lymphocytes, and all these white blood cells. They're like they defend us from bacteria, virus, or fungi, or many things like even allergens, any foreign things coming into the body. Immediately, our immune system gets up to fight, to face that situation. So this is roughly what is about this P and I, psychoneuroimmunology. Dear friends, we need to know about this, how our mind and body are not separate entities. They are actually one and the same. We can say that. And we know that soul, mind, and body are connected. Even our consciousness, those who have explored or through the meditation process, they have understood their self, they know about their real self, the consciousness which is all pervading, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. They have this mind which is going to be very tranquil. It affects the mind, and then immediately mind has a very different signals it's going to send to the body system. The body responds differently now. So it is being studied, it's been proven, it's been, even we can validate it. Even look at your own life. When you have experienced stressful situations in your own life, you have, you know, that stress beyond the threshold point, it resulted into certain kinds of illnesses in the body. Many people, they get common cold, they catch cold, or they may also get fevers, or they may get into some kind of lack of sleep, or else certain medical conditions. We know that just before we fall sick, we can always see the connection, how stressful we were. There's something that happened just before the onset of the illness. So just in your own life, think about just before a discomfort, a disease, an illness appeared in your body, what happened few months or few years before? Is there any trauma that occurred? Is there any loss that happened, financial loss, or any relationship problems? Or else sometimes it is fear. Even thinking about future, some people, they imagine that, oh, this is going to happen. Sometimes these assumptions made by the mind, which creates so much fear. Even small things, we blow it up and we make it such big and big fear. After we get panicked, and we can notice that many of these things are distortions in your mind, in our thinking process, which creates tremendous stress. And we always notice this, the connection between what happened prior to the onset of the disease and what happened later on, the course of the disease. So, dear friend, this we call it as psychosomatic process, psychosomaticity. We know it. Now, even the science has completely validated this, that your psychology and your soma, your body, are not separate. They're one and the same. So, our fear releases catecholamines, poisonous molecules in the body. So this medical scientist by name Dr. Candace Pert, has researched a lot about these molecules of emotion. That means every emotion, it has an effect on our body, and our body secretes certain kinds of chemicals. So whenever we are going through stress, there are poisonous molecules that are released whenever you are emoting in a positive way, like happiness, peace, joy, laughter, dance, singing, celebration, ecstasy. and kindness and service, all these emotions, you find that there are molecules which are released in the body, chemicals which are like neuropeptides, endorphins, and enkephalins, which are going to be very beneficial to the body. You might have heard about this word we keep hearing now everywhere, because after Dr. Joe Dispenza has authored this book, shared his own personal healing process that happened. You are a placebo. That's the name of the book that he has published. And millions of copies were spread out and read by people, and they have started experiencing the benefits about after understanding the concept about the placebo therapy, how this placebo works. Just without any medication, without any medicine, a pill that is given to a patient, saying that it's a very powerful medicine which is released by the pharmaceutical industry. And really, such trials and experiments were conducted, and definitely it has proven that there is placebo therapy. And 50% of the people, patients who are told that this medication is real, and 50% were given the real medicine. And what they have observed, people who are given just placebos, that means no medicine at all, it's just vitamin tablet, but still they have found amazing results. It's validated by scientists, and definitely we can make use of this beautiful finding um, discovered by our own science. That means a mind which is believing certain things has power to heal. The mind is very powerful. You can heal through your mind, not only through your mind, through your heart, and not only through your heart, through your consciousness at large, through your soul, you can heal. So, dear friends, these three words I want to introduce to you: Vaidya, Vidya, and Divya. Vaidya means in Sanskrit physician. So we call doctors in ancient times in India Vaidya. Vaidya, the word is derived somewhere. You can see that it is the etymology, the origin of this word is from Vidya. Vidya means knowing the real soul, science, or real self knowledge. Vidya means real knowledge is called Vidya. Means even we commonly now you use that Vidya, Prapanchika Vidya, Adhyatmika Vidya. We use it for every knowledge, but Vidya, this word is derived from another word called Divya. Divya means sacred, spiritual. It is called Divya. Those who have found their inner divine nature, inner divine divinity, they are the really the wise ones. They are called vidwans. Vidyavans means those who are knowledge, who had the self knowledge, who knew about themselves. And in the ancient times, such people used to not only read these spiritual scriptures, they also read about the herbs. They have the knowledge about even the healing process. So, Ayurveda, the science of medicine from ancient times in India, so they're called Vaidyas. So, these Vaidyas are also having this self knowledge, and they have the Divya Vidya, Divya, uh, what is called as experience, Divya Anubhav. So we can understand this now. There is one saying from ancient times in India, Vaidyo Narayano Hari. Means here in India, we used to treat all the doctors as gods. We bow down to all these gods. Any patient going to a doctor, they really have such trust. They don't hide anything in front of doctor, in front of a lawyer. I think a few people were in front of the wife also. And though we lie a lot, or the husband, the spouse, but know that with certain people we don't lie, particularly doctors, because if you hide the information of what is the symptom in the body, doctor can't really give the right remedy and medicine to you. So Vaidyo Narayano Hari. That means all the doctors, all the Vaidyas are called as Narayanas, are called as Hari. Hari means Vishnu. Narayana is Vishnu. Vaidyo Narayano Hari. And I want to make you understand this phrase in a different way now. That's why I'm saying about this ancient saying. So Vaidyo Narayano Hari. Vaidya is not only outside who are trained in the medical colleges, but trained doctors, and those who study themselves, who are journeying into themselves through meditation. They also awaken the inner physician, inner doctor, inner Vaidya. So that inner Vaidya is none other than Narayana. We say in the ancient times, Nara is Narayana, Nara Narayana. Arjuna is known as Nara and Krishna Paramatma is known as Narayana, but they're not different. Those who have realized and awakened themselves, they are known as Narayana consciousness. They are awakened beings. So that's why the first step in the soul healing or spiritual healing or self healing process, awakening the inner physician, taking self responsibility for healing ourselves. We are going to have an integrated approach. And by saying this, I'm not saying that you should not take a medicine, you should not go to doctors. When it is really required, dear friends, you must consult physician, doctor, definitely. We need assistance. For example, you have broken your bones, you have to go to an orthopedician. They have to evaluate, they have to see which is there any kind of bone fracture. They have to take an x-ray, they have to take a scan. And actually there are many spiritual people, sometimes I keep meeting them. One of the meditator friends long back I met, and in between I lost the connection. One day I met him, but he's limping. I asked him, why you have difficulty? When I met you almost 20 years back, you were able to walk properly. What happened? He narrated his story. He said, I met with an accident, but I'm a meditator. I'm a spiritual person. I thought I must not go to doctor, and I didn't go to doctor. I started meditating, and he fractured his hip bone, and I think thigh fracture, this femoral fracture happened, and he neglected. He stayed at home. He didn't go to doctor. Finally, after 3 months, everything is set. It looked like that, but the bones were not properly aligned. What happened is the bones got, what is called as healed, but in a curved, in a not in a right way. The bones need to be set properly. So he really lost. So he's limping, he's feeling it's a limitation. He's also carrying a kind of inner sadness about it. So we should not be so rigid, my dear friends. That's what I plead, I request all of you. We have to have an integrated approach. There is place for everything in the universe. All the medical systems like allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Ayush department in India, that's a beautiful thing, initiative started by central government, that there is Ayush department, means an alternative and a complementary way of treating the medical conditions, and including acupuncture, which has a great science, and the energy healing methods. There are almost thousands of therapeutic approaches around the globe, dear friends. There is color therapy, there is aura therapy, there is thought therapy, there is um, finally these other modalities like past life regression therapy, inner child therapy, rebirthing breathwork therapy, family constellation therapy, and LBL therapy, life between life regression therapy. And we also know that meditation therapy, even meditation itself, spiritual therapy, it offers many therapeutic opportunities. So that's why, dear friends, I request all of you who are viewing now through YouTube channel or through Facebook channel or through Zoom, I request all of you that we had to always have an integrated approach. But if you consider everything like a pyramid, in the base of the pyramid, allopathy is there. Means those who believe that I am only physical body, more of mechanistic view, I need to fix this problem through medical intervention, through only physical interventions. Who have these hardcore beliefs. Unless I take a tablet for my headache, headache will not be cured. So that migraine or headache, people suffer a lot. They have to take a pill, then only the headache vanishes. So they go through the allopathic. Some they have a very different belief that let me try instead of these having side effects, these kind of painkillers. They might have some people have experienced serious side effects. One of my spiritual friend, actually, when he took a kind of painkiller, he experienced a kind of severe allergic reaction. He lost his eyesight. There is a corneal erosion that happened. He completely lost eyesight. A very, very minimal vision he had now. So, friends, some they have very serious side effects. Then, what's the solution? So some they have a different kind of perception, belief. So they will try like herbs. So even our kitchen itself becomes our place of healing. Our mom tries to prepare a tea, an herbal tea for us, which can fix a cold. Tulsi tea, basil tea, and many herbs, turmeric and ginger. Whenever we have throat pain, my mother prepares for me this tulsi and ginger, the tea, and with basil leaves in it. I really feel so relieved immediately. There's a beautiful healing happens to my throat. And she asked me to take gargling. I do salt water gargling. And many says that now, no, unless I take an antibiotic, my throat pain will not go, my cold will not go. They have a very different belief. So, according to our beliefs, there are different categories of people who are drawn towards different medical sciences, different kinds of therapeutic approaches. And there are people who believe that energy healing through they try to access the cosmic energy like reiki and pranic healing, different energetic healing processes, or pyramid caps, pyramid healing, they or crystal healing, they try to do this. Or they may also, you might have heard about somebody angelic healing, or they also think that mantra healing, even certain mantras by chanting they get healed. Certain beliefs, definitely they, some of them are benefited because I told you the mind which believes in certain things, the faith that we have in the mind, it cures. And some will believe that I need to explore the root cause. I need to know, find out the cause for this illness. Cause for illness, though it looks like a bacteria and virus, But why bacteria and virus at this point of time attacked my body? Why only me? There are thousands of people. Why only me? This bacterium virus affected me. So why my immune system is depleted? Because when immune system is low, we do get affected by many kinds of viruses and bacteria. We know that from science. And many want to find out why my immune system is low, why my mind is stressful, why I have this fear, why, and they want to explore the root cause. And they want to approach then what is called meditation approach. In meditation, we know we awaken our consciousness, because that's one first pillar of our self-healing process. Is called, the first pillar is called awakening, being awake. We are sleeping, though we are with five senses, we are working, we are looking at the things, but you're still sleeping in your consciousness. You're not awake to your full potential self. So it's so important to be awake. And then also the second pillar of health is peace. Those who have found the inner peace, inner tranquil space, inner stillness, we may say inner silence, then they know in that silence what precipitated this kind of eruption of the disease or emergence of this kind of medical condition at this point of time. And also, the third pillar of health is joy, celebration, laughter. That's the third pillar. Those who are ecstatic, joyful, smiling and laughing, life is really a kind of flow. It also, they know that they're going to make themselves so well-being and so healthy. They heal faster. And the fourth pillar of health is wisdom of the soul, wisdom. You know yourself. There is a part of you which knows what is happening to you at all levels of consciousness, awareness you have. You have self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-wisdom. You know about what's happening, why this disease has manifested in this body, what is the way out. There's a solution for everything. So, dear friends, at the top of this pyramid, if you consider this, all the medical therapeutic modalities, if you consider them in a pyramidal model, in an integrated approach, we can see that at the top of the pyramid, meditation is there. Not everyone believes that meditation can be therapeutic, can heal. But I tell you, from my own experience, from the experience that I heard from thousands and thousands of people around the globe, meditation is a very powerful healing process. Just meditation is not just only self-realization, it's also for self-healing. That's why it is at the top of the pyramid, dear friends. I'm going to speak more about this as we continue with a few more slides. So I say a doctor, this Latin word for doctor, which is derived from docere, which means teacher. Really, a doctor is also a teacher who teaches the about the self-awareness and self-knowledge. Means in the ancient times, maybe in the Hippocrates and during those times when there is Greek wisdom, Greek philosophy is at peak level, and a human being is considered as whole and complete. Body, mind, emotions, and soul are treated as connected. Everything is so connected. Something is occurring in the body. They also look at what's happening in the mind, what's happening in the emotional plane. Also, They also try to understand at the level of consciousness, at the level of the soul. And when a patient comes, they also teach. They teach. So, dear friends, we all, can become the doctors, the soul doctors, means our soul, which is awakened, is also an inner physician. You are a doctor to your own self. So, there are many voids in us which creates illnesses. There are many illnesses which are created by these inner void of love, void of safety, void of appreciation, recognition, and a void of wisdom also. We don't know what is the purpose of this life. Many people, they go into depression when they don't know the meaning of life. So know that these voids that we have, internal voids, we try to make ourselves busy. We try to also overeat, or we do compulsive shopping, or we go on speaking over the phone hours and hours, have conversations with others, gossip, rumors, gossiping. We do that to fill these internal voids. Know that never these voids going to be healed by using these kinds of substitutes. These voids are reminders reminding us about what we are missing out in your life, what you have missed out really in your life. We miss our own self. Many people feel lonely because you miss yourself. Not you are not really looking for companionship. Then many people, even in spite having so many around them, they still feel lonely in their life because this loneliness is coming from this void. Because they have not met their own self. They don't know about themselves. There's a deep void. So here, healing, the word healing also is derived from whole, from Greek or Latin. We say that it is the medical term healing, the health, heal. This word is derived from whole, means we are whole beings, complete beings. But we all develop these internal voids, holes. These voids create a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties. We go on living only in the outer plane and try to fill these voids with substitutes. That's why healing also means wholeness. You can look at this slide. Heal means reclaiming our wholeness. Have we not heard about this ancient Shanti mantra from Upanishads from India? Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Purnameva Vasishyate. That means from completeness, we all have come, and still you are a complete being. From totality, you emerge, still you are a total being. From banyan tree, a seed comes out, that becomes a big banyan tree. That means from wholeness comes out the wholeness. Even if you subtract a little portion of that from that wholeness, if you subtract something, if you add something, this wholeness remains whole and complete. Purnameva vasishyate. That means you remain complete. That's the final realization. Through meditation, those who arrive at this deeper place of understanding that they are really complete, they are not lacking in anything. Lack, perceptions of lack, is a distortion that happened in the mind. And one can, through spiritual awakening process, through meditation, they can set right this distortion. They arrive at this truth about the Purnam, Sampurnam, wholeness. So, dear friends, quantum physics, I really love quantum physics because it explains about all the spiritual um, discoveries or ancient spiritual truths are revalidated, confirmed, validated by quantum physics. Principle of non-locality is being studied, proven through quantum physics. So we know that we are non-local beings. That means when we think that we are only the bodies, we don't have the power to heal our bodies. Then we know that we are much more than the bodies. We know that we are consciousness, which is non-local and also non-linear. We are free from linear and local space and time, non-linear also. Then we can heal ourselves. We use all the quantum physics principles. That's what is about this self-healing process, or we can also call it as Swiya Swasthatha. And quantum physics also have done these beautiful connected these experiments about wave particle duality, observer participancy principle. They know that they have understood through these experiments that a consciousness which is watching, witnessing everything, all the phenomena, whatever perceptions this consciousness of us, this participatory consciousness has, it is going to affect the results. Means if you change your inner perception, you change the outer reality. For example, if you think you can never be healed, that's what's going to happen. Your thoughts, your perceptions shape your reality. This is quantum physics principle, dear friends. We must study such wonderful truths. It is like going beyond that materialistic and mechanical viewpoint of the medical science. We can view the medical science or the science of medicine from a larger perspective. Through quantum physics, we know that now if you change your perception about what's happening to you, you can affect your reality in a positive way. So there's a third thing that I want to share with you. This is called principle of uncertainty. This is also the ancient truth, and also it is rediscovered by our own quantum science. There is hope because of uncertainty. There's everything is uncertain, everything changing. Nothing is certain. Everything is really it looks like chaotic, but there is a certain order you find coming, emerging through these kinds of chaos. So that means if there is uncertainty is a greater principle, greater truth, that means there is hope because of uncertainty. If you think that, okay, this illness that has come in my body, it is certain that this is the prognosis, this is how it is going to result into I'm going to die. My organs will fail, my kidneys will fail, and all this will happen. This is what is called certainty. Our physics believes in certainty, our metaphysics, quantum physics, spiritual physics, our spiritual science believes about greater principle of uncertainty. Everything changes through this unchanging principle called your consciousness. When you can change your perceptions, your thought forms, your beliefs, you affect the outer reality. There is hope because of that. That means the course of the disease will be affected. It is actually validated by many live examples around the globe. One of the episodes I shared with all of you, because we were conducting these kinds of beautiful episodes during this 21 days lockdown period. Alternate days we are having these English episodes. Today is the ninth episode. So there were 9 episodes happened before. So one of the episodes I shared about this book written by Paul Pearsall. I think I said it correctly, the Paul Pearsall. This author has experienced bone cancer. In bone cancer, that too, which is like a very advanced bone cancers, even after treatments, he gone through all kinds of interventions, medical interventions. There's no hope. The prognosis is very, very bad. At that point of time, he was residing in Hawaiian Islands. So I shared already this information in that particular episode. And he healed himself because he understood certain other things like quantum physics, metaphysics, the native kahuna healing procedures, and the native wisdom that was available in Hawaiian Islands. So he has written about this because there is uncertainty, there is chaos, there is a beautiful order, harmony, and healing that happens. So, dear friends, we can always really take benefit of these beautiful metaphysical quantum physics findings. We don't need to quickly come to conclusion saying that this illness is incurable. Though we must know the reality, but know that you have inner resources more than outer resources. Never forget to trust and believe about what you have, what you carried inside your own self. The consciousness is far richer. There is an inner pharmacy existing. This intelligence of the body is puzzle, a great puzzle to medical doctors, medical community even now. It's a big mystery, this body. And what is the force, energy, consciousness, which is making our eyes to see? If we can, through our sophisticated technology, can we have an artificial eye which can see? We can't. We can't recreate this kind of eye that we have. If we are deaf, we lost these ears and hearing capacity. Can we prepare a new ear? No. This biological intelligence that is expressed through this beautiful anatomical body and something very, very beautiful. Such an intelligence exists. So trust that your body has such inner resources, dear friends. Our consciousness is the biggest resource. And with energy, with wisdom, with all that sankalpa, intention, power of intention, we can heal and affect the health. So now on the slide, I'm going to share with you about, we get these questions, why, what, and how illness is created. Know that illness has a purpose. There is a lesson. Illness always appears because it's serving a purpose. It's also making you being alert. It's going to also is educational. Illness is a teacher. It's always personal. We can't like say that headache in all people who are experiencing migraine or headache have the same kind of lesson to be learned. And why in each person this headache manifested is completely a different story, altogether a different story. We must know that it's very personal. Every illness is our indirect teacher. It's a big teacher. If you wage a war against the illness, we go on resisting what we resist, it persists, and we're going to never going to defeat the whatever the illness that is there in the body, because it has come as a teacher. Just like how you can't throw out the darkness that's there in the room, in the space that you're living in, you can't fight, you can't throw out the darkness. But if you open a window or a door, allow the light to come inside, the darkness naturally vanishes. The same way, when you allow something, the light of wisdom, the light of awareness, light of consciousness to emerge from within you. And illness has served its purpose. We actually uh, grow. Illness can be a doorway to our personal growth and personal enlightenment. I tell you that many people have gone through beautiful transformations. They could change their lifestyle, they could change their behaviors, they could change how they speak, how they emote, how they eat, and what they eat, and what kind of words they utter, because the illness has changed them. Many, then, after going through all the medical procedures, treatments, approaches, they found that this illness is not getting cured. They know that, oh, they have big ego, arrogance. They have to bow down to the illness. Then they recognize in deep meditation, oh, I am so arrogant. I'm so much egoistic. I'm fighting. Now, let me really know that staying humble, to be humble in life. That's the lesson. The illness now has taught you this lesson, and now the illness will not stay. Many people, they heal in that way, friends, by learning. That's why I say illness, there are three kinds of approaches when you're trying to awaken the inner physician, inner doctor, inner Vaidya. You heal through different approaches. One is healing through enlightenment. Just know thyself as soul, as magnificent being, a multi-dimensional being, then it also heals you. And second is healing through energy. If you can redirect your own energies into the body parts which are not functioning, or the meridians where the energy is depleted, you make this energy circulate in the body, you're going to affect your body positively. Health, you regain health. And the third approach, many people have this, is called healing through meditation practice. They're sincere practitioners of meditation. Meditation is medicinal, it has power to heal. So, in whatever way, any kind of this kind of approach where you're directing your consciousness, you're paying attention to the inner healing process, self healing process. Um, Definitely, this question arises, why this illness is there in my body, what I need to learn from it, what I need to change in myself. Many, maybe the illness is teaching them now, do exercise, take a walk. You're not doing proper exercise. How can you heal your joint pains because your joints are not flexible? They have become stiff. You don't move much, and you gain so much weight, and all the weight is falling on your knee joints and the ankle joints. You're getting a lot of pain because of your own overweight. Your illness is teaching you that now shed your weight and know that you need to take a right quantity of food and right quality of the food. Right food you need to take, and also movement of the body is important. So everything is teaching us, even these symptoms in the body is a teacher. So that's what I'm saying to you, dear friends. And also illness reflects a state of disease with your life. If you're not at ease with your life, there's conflicts in your life. You have conflict with your own family member, conflict with your boss, employer in the office, and most of the conflicts we also internalize. This conflict is like in your mind, it becomes an inner battle. It's going to affect you. It's going to really affect you very badly. And beyond a threshold point, our body is going to have what is called shutdown process or breakdown process. Beyond a certain threshold, it becomes physiological, becomes pathological. It results into some kind of cellular changes. So know that this disease is a not ease with your life. So ask yourself, what is that I need to now resolve as a conflict? What is that easiness that I need to achieve in my life so that I can flow like a river and which can create such vitality and health in my life, in my body, in my mind, in my entire consciousness. And also, illness is telling us about imbalances in giving and receiving love. Do you know that love that we experience in relationships, it must be in two ways: giving and taking, receiving. If there is any kind of imbalance, it's going to affect. We internalize that lack of love. Mostly we internalize as lack of self-love. When you are not loved as a child, we know that we don't know how to love ourselves. People, they think that I don't deserve love of my mother and father because they are too busy watching television, too busy in their work, too busy in fighting with each other. And father comes to the home, and he's busy until watching a cricket match. The child who is 3 year old wants to play with the dad, wants attention, some kind words or appreciation from the father. When generally when it is not given, child comes to certain conclusions at a very younger age that I'm not loved because I'm not worthy. Undeservability, unworthiness, and thinking that I'm not loved, and they don't know how to love themselves. They try to gain love by what is called as people pleasing behaviors or becoming workaholics, and through their work they try to impress boss through the by gaining awards and rewards from the recognition from the society community. They try to get the love and attention, but still this love, the void of love they have experienced in the childhood, it remains there. They have not learned how to love themselves. That means those who start loving themselves can heal their illnesses. Loving themselves, another word, synonym for it is called meditation. If you love yourself, you become a meditator. That means you give yourself the time, you pay attention to your breathing, you pay attention to what's happening inside you, you pay attention to consciousness at large. If you love yourself, you heal yourself. That's what is the message. I was inspired by reading this book, authored by Louis L. Hay. You can love yourself and heal your life. I highly recommend this book, dear friends. It's a hit book, most popular book around the globe. After reading the book, millions of people positively received the benefits. They started loving themselves. She recommended the mirror work and also affirmations and also cultivating the awareness about thought process, thoughts. We all have this, you know. So if you love yourself, you give time for yourself, you give attention to yourself, you also immediately work on yourself. And if you read the book, you'll also understand that Louise L. Hay, she healed her own cancer by loving herself. She explained, she shared her experience in that book, dear friends. You must read that book. And also, I recommend another book written by Brandon Bass. We invited her to Hyderabad to our center, the Life Foundation Quantum Life University Center in Hyderabad. So she given a beautiful talk. She shared about her life experiences. She also had a basketball-sized tumor inside her uterus. Doctor said we have to operate in next few weeks' time. In a few weeks' time, she attempted self-healing. Actually, what happened is she found out, she started loving herself. In that, loving herself, what she recognized the root cause for that basketball sized fibroid inside the uterus. She found out that's an abuse, a trauma that occurred in the childhood, and she could heal herself by certain kinds of processes like self forgiveness, forgiving the people, forgiving herself, and even allowing those emotions to purge out, to be cleared, and all that. It's a beautiful book. I highly recommend the book written by Brandon Bass. The name of the book is The Journey. The Journey. Brandon Bass. That's the book. And dear friends, illness also is telling us about not aligning to our life's purpose and meaning. Do you know your purpose? Do you know that you are born with a purpose? Most of us, we don't know. I did not know till I came into path of meditation. So I came into this meditation path when I was 19-year-old. When I was 17-year-old, I read the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Then these thoughts in my mind appeared. Before that, I was a non-believer of spirituality. I was an atheist, and I was thinking that we are a body only, and one day this body dies, and there is no nothing here. It's just one life. That's all. We have to live, and one day we die. So till 17 years, I lived that way. But first time when I read this book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, authored by Richard Bach, I was inspired. I had these two questions. One is about purpose of life. What's the meaning of my life? Just like Jonathan, this special seagull by name, Jonathan, in the book, asks itself the question that what is the purpose? Like other seagulls, every day they go and fight with other seagulls for breakfast, and they live with conflict, they live with fights, they nothing, they don't fly high. And this Jonathan Livingston seagull with the questions, who am I? What is the purpose? And tries to excel. And one day, Jonathan really finds all the answers. I was inspired by reading this book. I highly recommend dear friends read this book. And that point of time, these questions were really bothering me. That point of time, 1987, I joined in the medical college, Karnool Medical College. And as a medical student, I always had in the background these questions about my purpose. Why am I living? Initially, I was finding answers, try to find answers through Bhagavad Gita, reading spiritual books, but it was not really helping me, not help me. Till I met this wonderful master, my guru, Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji, and who taught me the way to find the answers. He said, all the answers are there within you. Everyone has a purpose. There's a meaning for life. That's how he taught me. I learned about Anapanasati meditation, 1989, month of December. From that time, I started every day giving myself the time. Till then, my life was full of unconsciousness, mechanical life. I can say it was not a life at all I lived before 1989. And my wife, I met her in the medical college. She was my classmate, Dr. Lakshmi. And she was also such a divine instrument in um, unfolding my answers, in her companionship, in her beautiful friendship offered to me. And she's very wise, she's very advanced soul. She helped me a lot. So that's why I always consider my two spiritual masters are, one is Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji, second one is Dr. Lakshmi. And the third teacher also is, I can say to all of you, is my own life challenges, dear friends. Every challenge I faced so many really critical situations in my life, including health situation. I was completely bedridden at one point of time. I was almost like, almost my life has gone. So these life situation, critical moments that I reached in my life, something else happened. There, I consider them as my biggest teachers. When first time I faced so many problems in my life, whether it is a problem with my health, problem with finances, problem with you know finding a home, finding right place to live, all these things. Apart from that, many other challenges. Every challenge, every problem in life was such a powerful teacher. But never we must forget our good teachers, great teachers. That's why in India we say Guru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Also, we must never forget to bow down and have respect to our mother and father. I always, in my heart, always I have this deep gratitude to my parents. They're my gods, biological gods. They created this physical body. That's why I have very deep reverence. Otherwise, I could not have, found about meditation and all these things. I consider them as my first inspirations, teachers, and my meditation gurus, Ramashpitama Patriji, Dr. Lakshmi, and the life situations is the also such great teacher of my life, all the situations in life. Every problem is to come. Behind every problem, there is a potential, there's a bigger lesson. There's a gift wrapped around the problem. When you know that every problem is going to be an awakener, that problem, whether it is a physical health problem, financial problem, relationship problem, or a pattern repeating in your life, and all those problems in life are really great teachers, dear friends. And know that illness also is manifesting because it is the result of how you lived your life. Your biography has become your biology. Most of the times, we have developed from childhood a defensive way of living. We are not really living as a conscious being. We don't know ourselves. We have what is called as a mask. We develop certain layers around us and defensive mechanisms, protections, very fearful way of living we developed. We're conditioned. We were conditioned that life is struggle, life is dangerous, and it's not safe in this world. You have to, people cheat you, they deceive you, and you'll be betrayed, and you're a victim of life. All these things we were conditioned. We heard through newspapers, and also we heard the stories, and we internalized all of that. And we also, even our certain memories that happen in our life, we also have come to some conclusions about it. Then finally what happens is how you are leading your life or led your life in the past, it becomes your biology. It's going to be expressed through your biological cells. For example, many of them, this type 1 personalities in the medical terminologies, people who are always living in a stressful environment, stressful way in their lives, they're called type 1 personalities. These people, everything they consider, every small things triggers big stress in them. Even small things, they blow it up, they make it as a big devil kind of thing. And they're all very stressed people. And finally, these kinds of stress that we experience, is going to result into biological expression. Hypertension to diabetes to cholesterol related disorders to so many other medical disorders. So, friends, even one more factor I can say here, your illness is also telling you to change your patterns of speaking and thinking. What kind of words you're using, what kind of thoughts you're thinking, what kind of emotions you're emoting, what kind of behaviors you are, you know, projecting out in your life, what kind of behaviors are coming out of you. So all these things will result into illnesses. People who can always have this pessimistic and negative way of looking at things, they have what is called disastrous thinking, catastrophic thinking. They think even beforehand, they have assumptions that catastrophe is going to occur, an earthquake will happen. Or when they leave the home, they immediately think about an accident. Oh, accident will happen now. And they are too much stressed out. They are driving the car, they have these kinds of already these preconceived thoughts, are the thoughts which are assumed in their mind. What happens is thoughts create reality. They're going to end up in really an accident. Many have, after reading certain kinds of newspapers and what's happening around, they also think that, oh, I'm going to get this disease. This also is very common for the medical students in the, because I went through the medical college days. I remember some of my friends had this. Whenever they read, for example, tuberculosis, immediately they small cough is coming, and immediately we attribute to it to the tuberculosis. They think they have it, and many they have this. You know, I got this illness. I'm going to get the cancer because my father had, my grandfather had, and it was there in my many previous generations. This diabetes and hypertension and cancer. I'm going to get it. So this kind of thinking and also speaking, many times our words that we use, we think we speak negatively about our own self and about others. The word creates world. Your world is created by your words. That's why speech, right speech, Buddha emphasized on right speech. Samma vakya means right speech, means samyak vak means right words need to be used. We have to carry a lot of awareness, practice, cultivate awareness to do that. So to support this, what I'm shared right now, I'm going to share some research findings found out by the scientist called Masaru Emoto on water particles. So, dear friends, have you heard about this master from Japan, Masaru Emoto, an engineer by profession initially, but a scientist also. The inner nature is scientific nature. As a scientist, when he read a poem about the snowflakes, no two snowflakes are the same. That's what the poem conveyed a meaning, and immediately he had an intuition that no two water particles are the same. And immediately he started doing an experiment. He collected the water from different sources, conducted the experiment, subjected the same water, to two different conditions. So here, so this is the book that is authored by this scientist, The Hidden Messages in Water, Masaru Emoto. So this slide, which is showing a picture, this is the water crystal of Fujiwara Dam before offering a prayer. So Masaru Emoto collected a bowl of water and refrigerated this water under -4 degrees centigrade. So it formed a kind of crystals. Then he kept under electron microscope and he took a photograph, and this is what appeared. So you can see in this slide that it's looking grayish without any uniformity in this or configuration here. This is before any offer is prayer, like Buddhist monks offering a prayer or saying thanks. Or in temples in India, we have what is called priests, pujaris. They do kind of prayers, mantra chanting, they do to the God, Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Ganeshaya Namaha, or many, many chants they do. After that, finally, they give what is called as Tirtha, the holy water. They come and they offer that holy water to you. So, in that context, I'm sharing about this. They want to conduct this experiment, the bowl of water. It was not, subjected to any prayer, but just they collected the water, kept it under electron microscope, and photographed. This is the picture that appeared. The same thing after offering a prayer for an hour, 1 hour, they are saying to the water, the bowl of water, thank you, gratitude. You serve us so well. And also some kind of chants and mantras, and immediately could see that. It's a beautiful hexagonal crystals appearing. That means the water molecules are changing its configuration. The thoughts, the feelings that are conveyed to this bowl of water is affecting these water particles. It's a beautiful research, friends. Let's applaud this scientist, Master Masaru Emoto, late Masaru Emoto, because he left the body, vacated the body, and such a pioneering work and contribution to the world. And he did several experiments, and this was again conducted around the globe by many other independent researchers, and they confirmed that. So that means even our body consists of 80% water. Even every single cell contains 80% liquid fluid, 20% solid. Even our Mother Earth, it's 80%, 70 to 80% water, oceans, and only 20 to 30% it's land is there. And that means what you think, what you emote, what you feel, what you utter as a word, it affects these water particles, water molecules. So it's a phenomenal research. We must really thank this researcher for this contribution. That means what you are thinking, whenever we have these negative thoughts, negative perceptions, negative feelings, negative words, immediately it's affecting your own body. We affect our own health. You say, I am bad guy, I deserve to be punished, and you carry guilt. Your body cells going to develop these kinds of autoimmune disorders when you carry guilt. Or else I hate myself um, because situations you're too much angry and you directed that anger towards your own self. People definitely going to internalize it. Your body cells going to experience and express it as an illness. So dear friends, now I'm going to share with you certain sutras. And sutras means certain principles. Through these 7 sutras we can learn today about this beautiful wisdom. All healing is self-healing without exception. Even though there's a outside some looks like a contribution, somebody is trying to send energy healing, somebody through medicines, herbs, or even in spite of all things are given, still your consciousness also is participating in the healing process. Finally, what heals you at all levels of you is your consciousness. So health is our natural state, dear friends, is sahaja sthiti. We have gone from away from our natural state. To restore health, we have to become natural. We have lost the rhythm. There is a biological rhythm in the body. We have forgotten this innate intelligence that's there in the body. We don't listen to the body. Whenever it is hungry, it tells us, but we ignore those impulses. coming from a body. Whenever it wants to sleep, it also conveys to us. You get yawning, you feel tired, and but we ignore it. We overwork, and definitely it takes a toll. We have gone far away from our own natural state. If we can know that healing is coming from within and you can heal yourself fully and its natural state of being, be natural like a child, become like a innocent, pure, divine child where there's no stressful thoughts. You understand that you are already safe in this universe. Whatever that greater force which created us also is sustaining us, it's also protecting us. Sometimes these distortions that happen in our mind create so much stress. And also we consider everything as stress and which is taking our health. Sutra number 2, we need to understand this body is a sacred temple. Don't underestimate this body as something inferior to our soul. Many spiritual people, they neglect the body, thinking that I need to now raise above the body and starve myself to become enlightened, or I have to sleep less and I should not do exercise, only meditate. No, remember your body is a temple. The ancient saints, rishis from India said, Deho Devalayo Prokto, Jivo Devo Sanatanaha. This is an ancient Sanskrit phrase which was given by rishis. And they said, the body is a sacred temple, your soul is God. The God is residing in this beautiful temple. Your responsibility is to keep this body very healthy. And it's so important. And sutra number 3 is your body can speak to you. Body is constantly communicating with you, is signaling you, alerting you, and you know it, but you ignore those impulses and you don't listen to your body. Illness is your indirect teacher. Listen to your body, dear friends. This beautiful process, a meditation process, is so useful to everyone. Dialogue with your body. So you can always converse, communicate with your body cells. If you have a pain in the body, directly ask the pain, directly ask the arthritis or that particular organ or endocrine gland. When you deeply communicate, listen, become silent and listen. Initiate that conversation. What's happening to you, my dear cells, or my dear body part? And it's intuitively you get this kind of information from your own body, what's happening inside. The body never lies, body tells the truth. We must know this. There's just one golden rule called trust the body. Your body is always expressing its wonderful truths. Your biological expression is communication. It's a language. It's a language through sensations in the body. So ask your body if there is any kind of disease, illness, communicate with that illness. Try this experiment. Everyone can do this experiment. It's easy, friends. So the body consciousness on its own is filled with exuberance, vitality, and creativity. And don't underestimate your own body. This body can live minimum nowadays 100 years if you have a natural way of living. Lifestyle is really good lifestyle. Right food, exercise, sunshine, and pure water, pure air, and your thoughts, your mind is tranquil. You minimum guaranteed time that you can live in the body is 100 years. But if you also a conscious being, an awakened being, you have wisdom, enlightenment and all that, you're a meditator, then you can definitely experience what is called ichamaran, means you decide when to leave this body, means your body can live for a long time. You can choose. Death becomes optional, means you can choose to vacate the body 150 years. Accordingly, your body cells will be reprogrammed according to your intentions that you generate in your mind. That intention, that force within you is going to mobilize your energies, signals your body cells, and you can live for a long time. And dear friends, our body really communicates. I initiate this process. I teach you at the end that we're going to do this process where we communicate with our body cells, dear friends. So you are the creator of your health. You are the creator of your own illness. Remember this truth. If you are the creator of your illness, you're also the creator of your health. So far, if you have created sickness in your body, created scarcity, created dysfunctional relationships, you are the one who have the power to uncreate that and create health, vitality, energy, dysfunction, functional relationships, harmony in relationships, all that. This is Sutra 4. And your beliefs and health, your sunny thoughts are as biologically necessary to your well-being as are the rays of the sun that shines in the sky. Today, I had a conversation with a spiritual friend, and when we're talking, and she is inspired by Seth books. She was sharing some of the beautiful thoughts of that she picked up from Seth books, written by Jane Roberts, channeled by Jane Roberts. Seth is our soul, and Seth talked about epidemic as a result of despair and apathy. And it's a biological protest which is happening at a mass scale. Every epidemic, the language of Seth and our soul, and from the spiritual perspective, it's a kind of biological protest at the mass scale. That means we are also co-creating many things on our planet Earth. Not only creating our personal reality, we are also co-creating realities. We must be really conscious about this, friends. We are the ones who are really affecting our weather patterns, conditions, mass scale, collectively, all together. We created certain conditions. Epidemics also is our own things, many things happening. So please read those such books like Nature of Personal Reality, written by Seth, and about the health. There's a beautiful book channeled by Jane Roberts, and also about the epidemics. It is so relevant right now about the as the pandemic coronavirus COVID-19. We are seeking many answers, many solutions. So sunny thoughts are going to create sunny reality. Definitely, it's biologically necessary to your well-being. So, dear friends, if you go out in a rainy weather, you'll get pneumonia. If you tell a lie, your tongue will turn to stone. You're just like your mother. She was always nervous and moody. All these thoughts, beliefs that we have definitely will result into certain kinds of these things. We manifest. So we keep sometimes unconsciously carry these beliefs, limiting thoughts and beliefs. Sutra number 5, I must say that life urge is the key to longevity and health. Life urge versus death urge. People carry this urge to die. That death has become a habit. Dying soon has become a habit. It's pre-programmed in our mind. The software which is preloaded. So know that it's possible to change your software of your mind. We can upgrade our own content that's there in subconscious. It's like you can educate now your subconscious mind. So we can change the death urge into life urge. You're passionate and compassionate about life, living your life. So think about this, dear friends. How about staying for a long time and in a healthy way, with prosperity, with such great friendships, harmonious relationship, with Maitri, with such beautiful creating paradise on earth? It's really worth living. Life urge is so important. Sutra number 6, friends. Root cause of any illness is ignorance. When you do not know about your true self, definitely we're going to create illness in the body. Lack of self knowledge. And mostly we think that we are the bodies. There is a limited ideas and views that we have about our own self, about our life, even about God. We think that everything is dual nature. We, of course, there is duality here. We can't ignore the duality because we experience it. There is a time, there's a linear time. There is duality here. Everything comes in two opposites. It's all, very clearly we perceive it through our five physical senses. But know that what your senses are telling you is the only truth. Beyond our five sensory perception, beyond our VGR range, there is what is called consciousness, which is non-linear, non-local, non-dual. Our Chaitanya, consciousness, our Atma, is called Advitiyam and Advaitam. Advaitam means non-dual. And our soul is always connected to oneness consciousness. Our true soul nature is non-dual nature, is the higher truth. Though we experience our life in three-dimensional physical reality, that as a dual beings, there is time, there is space, there is everything day and night, good and bad, right and wrong, all this, gross and subtle. But beyond this, there is non-dual nature. That's what is called as spiritual consciousness. Dear friends, the root cause of any illness is that ignorance of our true self. If you know who you truly are, immediately you can really initiate the self-healing process. So many biological conflicts are arising because you operate in this linear and local consciousness. The four biggies of illnesses. First one is called our childhood wounds and traumas that we have experienced, which results into biological conflicts. Many psychological conflicts results into biological expression, childhood, the wounded inner child. And second information that I want to share with you is in utero, fetal imprinting, fetal information, right inside the mother's womb, where people experience trauma, even including conception trauma, when parents are expecting a boy child and already there is a girl child inside the womb. The child feels rejected. This girl child who is born rejects her femininity, and later on, because she shut down her femininity, rejected it, and to please mother and father, she becomes more boyish. She wants to wear boyish clothes and do all those things like a boy. And what happens is later on life, many women can have these kinds of women related issues like menstrual irregularities, or could be even problems with the breasts, uterus, or ovaries. Any kind of female reproductive system may express that conflict because there was conception trauma right inside the womb, conception trauma, gestation trauma through the 9 month period, and also birth trauma that we experience. Sometimes it results into these kinds of conditioning, inner conflicts. So there's something we call it as transgenerational trauma, means even it's a beautiful branch of science that's emerging. This is called transgenerational therapy, family constellation therapy. Through that, we know that there are events that are happening through many generations. There's information that is being passed on through genetics. We call them as hereditary or genetic information which is passed on. But this new branch of medical science, which is really expanding now, it's called epigenetics. Your thoughts, your inner perceptions will affect your genetic material. For example, if you change your thought forms about your family system, you can affect your transgenerational expression of these biological conditions like cancers, certain chronic illnesses. So there are transgenerational illnesses that can be also is one of the biggest past lives also. In another biggest biggie, this really big uh, trauma that we carry from those lifetimes which are forgotten. Many we think that we have only one lifetime. We don't know. We forgotten. Everything is actually recalled in your deep subconscious mind. If you read Brian Weiss books or many pioneering, lot of work done by Michael Newton, who has done a lot of research about life between life regressions. So you'll come to know about this trauma that we carry from past lives, how it affects us. Even in India, in the ancient times, there was a saying called Purva Janma Krutam Papam Yadi Rupena Pijate. There's something called karmic illnesses, illnesses which are resulted from because you have carried karma. What you have given out, it has come to you now. That karma is not siksha, means punishment, but it is sikshana, means education. Karma is always educational. There is a lesson the karma is teaching us. Once we learn the lesson, karma, that past life trauma, whatever the information, the karma, past life karma, it is neutralized. This is something very inspiring. This is what Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also talked about, how you can leave the past life baggage of karma by awakening the wisdom of the soul. He talked about it in one of the slokas. He said, Jnana Agni Dagda Karmanam. So, friends, consciousness heals. Know that your consciousness, your soul is a great healer. So, this is the Sutra 7, the final sutra. I want to today give you, in summary, about heal thyself, how your consciousness can participate fully. This awakened consciousness can really make you experience health at all levels. So by awakening to your true self, you know that everything is possible. Your mind, linear mind, may say it's impossible to heal myself, it's impossible that I will live beyond 80. And we don't know that possibilities exist. But when you are expanding consciousness, expanding your mind, suddenly you are in the realm of consciousness. In limitless possibilities are in front of you. Everything is possible. You tap into that possibility. You give all the attention to that new possibility, a possibility where you really have greater vitality and health and exuberance in your physical body, and the possibility that there is a possibility of manifesting prosperity and abundance, and also many things you can tap into those possibility. Give all your attention, then intend for it. So, dear friends, behind every illness, there is one underlying intention on the part of the soul, a desire to learn. There is something positive behind every negative thing that's happening in our life. So, with this, We start a process. I want to share with you about um, what we can do, or one process we're going to do. First, let's do this meditation. In this meditation, I will guide you to change this distorted illness hologram, distorted information that is formed, distorted information in your mind that I deserve to be punished through this illness, or many things, even our own fear, or so many factors, internal factors, which are really manifesting as some kind of disease in your body. We can all heal it. Let's give us this opportunity to heal ourselves. So, dear friends, I request all of you now to close your eyes, sit in a comfortable posture. Hands in the hands means interlocking your fingers, keeping your hands in your lap, like how Buddha sits with the closed eyes in a Sukhasana, comfortable posture. And in that beautiful posture, you can bring your attention to your breathing. You watch your breath. Give all your attention to your in breath and out breath. Watch your breath. Notice your in breath and out breath, and empty your mind. All these restless waves of thoughts, let them settle down into beautiful, tranquil, serene, and silence, a great silence you can achieve. At this moment, I would like you to also pay attention to your body. Give all your attention to body sensations. Give attention to the area of the body where you have pain, illness, discomfort. Could be endocrine problem, endocrine gland problem. So give all your attention to it. At this moment, we're going to have a beautiful inner dialogue with our own body parts. We'll ask the body about what's happening. Your body communicates with you. For example, you have some problem with your eyes, or your head, throat, lungs, or abdominal organs, digestion, intestines, or pancreas, spleen, or kidneys, or it could be musculoskeletal system, could be anything. You can directly give all your attention, directly initiate that conversation. You speak to the body and ask the body, my dear body, I'm going to listen to you fully. I emptied my mind now. I'm in this beautiful space of meditation. My heart is fully open to you, and I really care for you. You tell your body cells, I care for you, I love you, give all attention to you, just like how a mother and father gives all the attention to the children. So treat your body cells as your children, or this particular body part which is aching or having illness or sickness, as a child. And the child is crying, the mother goes and keeps her hand on the head, and immediately the child is pacified. The child feels so comforted. In the same way, completely open your heart and speak to the body. Approach the body with compassion and kindness and love, like a mother. beam, stream your all the love from your heart. Tell these body parts, I care for you, I appreciate you, and I listen to you now. What's happening? What is that you are emoting? What kind of emotion that is underlying this symptom, this sensation in the body, this painful sensation? What is that underlying emotion? What is underlying belief and thought? What kind of memories are stored here? Just initiate that conversation. Let your body respond, give you answer. Listen to it. Give all your attention now to your body. At this moment, as you give all your attention, these answers can come to you, responses can come to you in the form of feelings or images, inner images, or else it is information as words coming into your head in form of words, sentences coming directly into your head. In whatever way you're accessing the information, that's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all right, dear friends. So now I would like you to give an image, a picture to this illness, discomfort, sickness that you have. Give a really an image to it, a color, shape, form to it. It could be any image, like a dark color and a dark image, like a person with a sad face. Could be any image. Whatever comes to your mind, that's fine. Imagine, give a visual representation, creatively visualize this sickness or illness or discomfort, disease with a symbolic image. And at this point of time, as you already have this inner conversation where you're dialoguing with the body, dialogue with this sickness, more answers you can have. Know that you are much more than this disease. You are not the illness. Illness is there. You are an aspect of your consciousness aspect is experienced in this limitation. But you are the magnificent, multidimensional being. So trust that you can now, if the information that's coming to you, maybe from childhood, maybe from past life, or maybe it is due to inner conflict in the thoughts or beliefs that you carried. Believe that I get this illness because it's a contagious, or I did this and I got this illness. This because my parents have this disease, I get this disease. So maybe it's all limiting beliefs. Recognize all that, dear friends. At this moment, I want you to know whether you're willing to change it or not. Once you say, I'm ready, willing to transform this sick state of being, unhealthy state of being, into great health and vitality because I deserve that health. I deserve a wonderful life. I would like you to now change that distorted image of the sickness, disease into a new image, new picture, new form, new shape, new color, which represents health, vitality, and exuberance. Once you're doing that, this new image, you give all attention to it, and I'd like you to completely know that you can minimize, make that earlier image dissolve, make it smaller and smaller, let it disintegrate, dissolve, fade away into the new image, let it merge into the new image. This is your new holographic information That means you have the thoughts about the beliefs, which are called as life supporting beliefs, health supporting beliefs, that I deserve greater health, and my health is my birthright, and all that. And dear friends, right now, I'd like you to give all your attention to this new image, let it occupy your entire mind screen, and let this new image, new form, listen down into the body and feel it in your body cells. And tell to your body cells now, you deserve, you're safe now. The past is gone. You're safe. Because what messages you give to your body is going to be like self-help fulfilling prophecy. Your body cells, they believe in it totally. I would like you to tell this new information, new messages to your body. And dear friends, now I would like you to give all your attention now to your breathing. Know that your breath is your great guide and teacher. It always says, so be it, because it's a divine force, all the life force entering through your breath, the breath of life. You just breathe in this moment and take all that into you and feel these new sensations, joy, happiness, and relaxation, vitality, and four pillars of health, that you are awakened, you are very aware of yourself, deeper than the body, deeper than the mind. You are peaceful, you're joyful. Whenever you are ready, my dear friends, with this beautiful new feelings, new thought forms, new beliefs, and new holographic information in your mind, you can slowly place your hands on your eyes, touch your eyelids with your fingertips, and slowly you may open your eyes. That's really wonderful, dear friends. And it's really wonderful that you participated in this beautiful meditation. And I'd like you to now come to the conclusion part of this today's session. And I want to summarize it. So this is what we have done, all of us. We have done that, changing the old holographic information to new holographic information. These are the steps that we followed. First, we have given our attention to our health issue, and then we have felt it in the body, and we also noticed the sensation and where it is located, and given the color and shape, and detached it from the body and communicated with it. We have done this dialogue process with that image, and we have some information received from our own body cells or that illness, discomfort. So there's a message, positive intent. Always, every illness is a teacher. It makes you better than before. It makes you awaken your potential, and it's always good. It's always progressive. Never think that illness is going to doom us. Illness is a reminder of your own consciousness within us, which is going to be awakened. So there's positive intent behind every negative event that happened in life. It's the greater truth. So, dear friends, we transform the color shape into new color shape. So that's very important. And that you old image merging to new image. This is the process that is so simple and easy, which we have done, all of us have done. So, dear friends, we always have an integrated approach. At all levels, we take care of ourselves. As I have explained to you, self-healing does not mean that you should not now, you must neglect your food. Food is also a medicine. When we eat correct our food habits, right food, and also your physical body, maybe body really feels very good with yogasanas. Maybe walking is very important for your body. You must really follow the integrated approach. Maybe your body requires some kind of even supplements. Like, for example, maybe you have to eat more apples. Your body knows. Certain fruits, it may ask. For example, citrus fruits have a lot of vitamin C. Turmeric is actually has a lot of capacity, like works like an antibiotic. So you can check. And it does not mean that you don't need to go to doctors. When it is really required, know that. Don't hesitate to always consult because they're experts. For example, now COVID-19, we build our immune system staying at home, and we try to activate our own inner consciousness and all that. For example, you have certain symptoms, definitely we can always do that. We can take help from medical community. So remember that integrated approach. If you want more information, you can also look at this book from our website, Consciousness Heals. I highly recommend this book. Whatever I shared is also translated into Telugu. It's also translated into Vietnamese language. So Consciousness Heals. You can read this particular book, which has all those different guided meditations to understand the illness and to transform it. So friends, the different tools that we have, they're also very powerful. So always there are many specialist experts available throughout the globe. As mentioned in the slide, you can look for breath workers, past life regression experts, life between lives experts, specialists, family constellators, and inner child specialists. You can seek help from them. And if you need to share anything through our website and our email ID, you can share, dear friends. This is the website, which is on the slide, qluglobal.org, the phone numbers and the email. If you want to share any kind of beautiful spiritual experiences, you please write to us. We'd like to share to the world, and we can keep the names confidential, and but experience can be always shared. It's optional. You can choose. You can write to us. And there are some questions that were coming. There were many appreciations from different parts of the world. Vijay Lakshmi Goyal saying, I'm far from family, but I'm happy to be able to listen to you and other masters. Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi Garu. And also Neelam Saxena, loving oneself is important. We rarely realize this. And also everyone saying thank you and namaste for the evening. And also from Vietnam, our friend is writing, yes, any illness has brought us a specific lesson. When we realize it and want to cleanse and transform, the illness will be ధ్యాన మిత్రులకు స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం. Just a moment, friends. Just a moment.